We don't know about its status for Sunday yet. The pivotal matchup against the Houston Texans might not feature Lamar Jackson. Baltimore 1-3 on the season right now. Another early loss could be the early dagger to the Ravens' playoff hopes. Here's what head coach John Harbaugh
Lamar's
had to
working,
say.
he's doing a great job. I talked to him yesterday for a long time. He's in here all day today working and in the meetings and different things like that. So, yeah, it's just kind of what we do.
You would say day to day.
How about I just don't say anything?
Oh.
That's what I would do. I just
don't want to take any.
Yeah. Why don't we just leave it alone and we'll just, the injury, thank you. The injury report will be out at 4.
Kind of a theme here today about saying something without saying anything. John Harbaugh doesn't want to say anything, but when you hear that, when you know the injury that Lamar Jackson has right now, do you think you're more inclined to say the Ravens will or will not make the playoffs, RC?
I'm more inclined to say I don't care, and I think that's the biggest indictment on it all. When's the last time we didn't care about the Baltimore Ravens? When was the last time with Lamar Jackson, under John Harbaugh, that we weren't talking about this team being an AFC
Why though?
championship contender? Because this team is terrible. They just are. They're a bad football team. Marlon Humphrey is out for the year. Lamar Jackson, one of the greatest, he's one of the best players in the world who, until last game, was actually playing at a high level. And you only have a win against the Cleveland Browns? Who cares if they make the playoff? They ain't gonna win. We've watched this team and talked about this team year after year after year and said, this is their year. And it wasn't because Patrick Mahomes and Kansas City wasn't Kansas City and Patrick Mahomes, or that Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills weren't Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. It was that you were so good, so well coached, executed on game day, so well prepared, and had one of the greatest players in the world that could go above and beyond when you needed him to make a play. You were supposed to win a championship. This the year, and this how you show up? Your best players don't play? So I'm more inclined to say that they'll miss the playoffs than make them.
And just to clarify, Marlon Humphrey's only out for a couple weeks,
Okay.
but you're right. The Matabike, I believe, is out for on IR. A lot of big injuries.
That's a big loss.
Yeah.
I'm going to say make the playoffs, okay? And I'm going to say they have to win this weekend. This is a must win against Houston. Houston's not a very good team. Specifically, their offensive line is still very bad. I think you win this week, then it gives you the option to next week. I think they play the Rams. Maybe Lamar then rests again. Then they have the bye. They'd be sitting, I would imagine, no Lamar, 2-4. They would lose to the Rams. They would. Okay, then you're sitting at 2-4.
This team's gonna be 1-5.
Okay, that's why I think this week's a must-win. Because if you sit Lamar the next 2 weeks, hear me out. Okay, then you got plenty of winnable games all the way up into that Week 14 matchup versus the Pittsburgh Steelers, okay? Especially if Lamar and a Patrick Ricard is healthy. So I sit there and I go, must win. I'm still not counting them out. It's hard for me to really count out Lamar Jackson, okay? Schedule. Number 2, the AFC's not nearly as good as we thought. Like, I understand your perspective of, like, this team stinks, playoffs. You mean to tell me if this team, who I count coaching mattering, I trust this coaching staff to get it a little bit better. We've seen that in the past. You mean to tell me this team in the playoffs over a team like Houston, if they get in, we're not going to bank them over Houston?
No.
Or Jacksonville with Lamar?
You're only banking them because of the quarterback, though. That's
1 billion%. Well, no. Let me push back on that. This team was, to a man, everyone said it was the best roster in the AFC.
Yes.
6 weeks ago. The only person that's different is Matabike.
I'll say this, though. At that point, we expected Jair Alexander to be a big part of what this team is doing.
Sure,
now,
he's
been replaced by Tampa Jr., right? You expected them offensively to be more creative. They're not utilizing Zay Flowers like we expected them to use Zay Flowers.
Yeah, I agree. Like I said this morning, the shocking thing about the Ravens to me is I watched them identity-wise be nothing, certainly the ones that you played against. They are on first and second down. They have given the ball to their running backs the least out of anybody in the NFL. A reminder, Derrick Henry's their back. That blows my mind. Yet when they do it, they're the second best. So it's like they don't want to run the ball in early downs anymore. Then why do we have Derrick? And so
the thing is, too, though, Week 1, we saw that from the Baltimore Ravens.
Sure.
Right? We saw that in Week 1. Derrick Henry fumbles, then he fumbles early in the Cleveland game, and now we're watching Todd Monken retreat from doing that.
Yeah.
Right? Is it a reaction to what they're getting from their players?
Where do you fall on this, Stephen A?
I disagree with you, sir. I disagree with the great RC. Okay, I'm going to agree with Dio. Hold on to that moment. It's special. Hold on to that moment.
One time occurrence.
Finally woke up.
Doesn't happen often. Doesn't happen often. Here's the deal, RC. Here's what I would tell you. I'm aware of how bad the Baltimore Ravens look. One thing we need to add is that Lamar Jackson, although he's not expected to be available this week, he's been sacked more than anybody in the league outside of Cam Ward. Think about that for a second. How the hell that happened? Maybe if you ran the ball more on first or second down, you wouldn't have to worry about second.
Least in the NFL.
How about that? It's least in the NFL. Inexcusable. And when they do run the football on first or second down, what are they, fourth in the league? Something
Second.
like that? Second in the
With the
league.
running backs.
Yeah, with the running backs. So look at that. Look at that. All right, Zay Flowers is healthy. He's on the field. Bateman's on the field. D. Hop is on the field. Andrews is on the field. What the hell is wrong with them? Okay, so looking at it from that standpoint, I have to believe, RC, that John Harbaugh of all people will look at himself. We're 1-3. What the hell are we doing here? Gotta run a football ball. We gotta do things better, right? That's number one. Number two, look at the schedule. All right? Now you know I text you. I text both of you. I just said this past Sunday when the Steelers almost blew that damn game. I was pretty ticked off. I mean, dominant for 3.5 quarters, almost gave the game away. Okay, blew it to Carson Wentz. Okay,
What you talking about, Dan?
We got
Talk about my damn cousin.
Whatever. The point is, I was pretty ticked off. They almost blew that damn game. Now I'm looking at it. Now let's look at this. Okay, Houston, the Los Angeles Rams are up next in the schedule. Baltimore should lose one of those games. They should win one of those games. I can't see them losing both games. That's number one, right? So let's go there. You got a bye week after that. Chicago's improved. I got it. I see them on the come up. But you should be able to win a game. Now check this out. Miami Dolphins, that's a win. I mean, we know that's a win. We know that's a win. I mean, they're going to be down in Miami, but the weather's going to be nice. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's raining.
So hot there right now.
You know what they can handle. I know. It's not a problem. The point is, they should be able to win that game, okay? After that, right, Minnesota. It's going to be J.J. McCarthy or Carson Wentz. I mean, am I supposed to be touched by that? You can't win that damn game, you the Baltimore Ravens. I think you can. I'm looking at Cleveland. You still ain't got, Dylan Gabriel. I'm supposed to be fazed by that too. And you know what you already did to Cleveland. Do it again, damn it. Do it again. Whatever. They lost, damn it. They were down 41-10. I want to hear that nonsense. How you sound? Okay, they're down 41-10. Okay, so now I'm looking at the New York Jets. Cincinnati Bengals. We just talked about. I mean, the pink slip is just waiting. It's just waiting for a signature. It's coming, Zach Taylor. Trust me, it's coming. Okay, so you got that going on, and then we got Pittsburgh and stuff like that. So I'm just looking at the schedule that they have here. There's a variety of winnable games for the Baltimore
But they got to
Ravens.
get one of the next two.
Okay, fine. I agree with that.
Weekend.
I agree with that, and I think it's probably this weekend against Houston. They got to get one of the next two, no doubt.
But do we care?
I think
we
you
will
two very
if they
much
start
care.
winning.
Yeah, I think
we will.
I think we care because, we have to give fairness to the coaching staff. We have seen Monken get this offense was historically great last year.
Yes.
Basically, everyone is back. Ricard has not played.
Which is why they should be judged more harshly.
Now,
how the hell is it this bad now?
No, the Ricard injury is probably one of the most underrated injuries in all of football.
I totally agree.
It totally changes the way Derrick Henry sees the field and runs the ball. So I agree with
I
that.
totally agree. So, I have evidence of the past of this coaching staff being phenomenal. So, and those pieces are still there. So I want to give them a little bit of grace offensively. I think you need to run the ball in early downs a little bit more. Okay, and then defensively is where I have probably a little bit more concerns. I think the Matabike injury is huge. They're not physical enough. I don't think they can stop the run right now. I don't think their coverage unit is nearly as good, but we watched this defense be bad at the beginning of the year and then get figured out. Van Noy's got to get healthy. So, I do think that if they can steer the ship, I'm not counting Lamar out in the playoffs. I'm just not.
You're having him get there, though. That's what you're saying.
I think if they win this weekend, yes. I think if they lose this weekend, because the Patriots
They can't lose this weekend.
Because the Patriots are coming.
I think it's just getting to a point where they're going to put themselves in a position where they have to win the North, right? Because I just, in the
we can't rule out them winning the North when the Steelers could blow a game or two at any given moment, RC.
We know
That's the problem that I'm having right now.
I get so tired of you